What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Hard Garage. This week we are going to talk about some shit that's been changing in here in the shop. We had some major scenery changes in the shop last week. We were moving parts around from one bike to another bike. We got a girder on the CB now. We got the 650 front end on the GS. So I'm just going to update you guys on where we're at with the GS project, the Brat bike project, where we're at with the CB750 chopper. Also, there's some new stuff in the shop now that Colin brought over. It was a happy bike chopping weekend, I'll tell you that much. And I learned a little something with Colin here. Kind of something clicked in my brain. And I think it's going to be a good thing. So we're going to talk about that. So stay tuned. First things first, we're going to talk about the GS. But before we talk about the GS, all the shit that I'm getting ready to talk about, you would already kind of have an idea what's going on if you followed me on Instagram. So if you want to see what's going on from the day to day, go ahead, check me out at rule_hard on Instagram. I think you fucking enjoy it. So go check it out. Alright, so the GS, it had the old 35mm front end, just a regular standard GS550 front end. It looked wimpy, single disc, front tire was skinny, I just wasn't a huge fan of it. And the CB had a GS650 front end on it. It's the same exact size, it's got a little bit wider wheel, dual disc, and it's got adjustable suspension. And it's just better suspension. It was from a better bike. And it's going to handle way fucking better with that front end on it, so I'm pretty stoked about having that swapped out. Direct swap, popped those out of the CB, popped them in the GS, and
I can only stop if it isn't just what I came for. I can never top, but I wanna get through to be thankful. If you wanna talk, make sure I never hear I don't care for. Just like that, I'll be gone, so I gotta take a
so as I was taking the front end off the CB, I needed some way to roll it around the shop, and as you know, I've been fucking around with ideas in here of some shit that I wanted to do with the CB, just trying to keep my mind fresh. So I went ahead, popped the girder on. Of course, once I popped the girder on, I wanted to measure the trail to kind of see if this is how it was going to sit. So with the front end in just the position that it was when I got it, with it thrown on the bike, went ahead, marked the center line of the neck, measured the trail out. Not good. -3 inches. Not good, not going to handle good. So popped it off, popped the legs off, switched the legs around facing backwards this time, and then also moved the adjustment hole so I could have the adjustment maxed out, and that put us at a negative almost 6 inches of trails, like 5 3/4. So that is a lot. So that would have worked. That definitely would have worked. I've ridden bikes with trail that were probably worse than that, but it's gonna make it flop really, really bad. And the way this frame's like kicked way back with that front end on it with flop, I feel like it would be a pain in the dick to ride. So I was like, well, pop it back off, move the adjustment hole forward, and bada bing, bada boom, 1.75, so we'll call it 2 inches of trail almost. That's gonna be pretty fucking good. All I have to do is go through, get the girder all set up, redo the bushings, get it in a fucking state that's working and not gonna fucking kill me. Still sketchy, but not gonna kill me, hopefully. Fucking attacked by a goddamn fly. Jesus Christ, dive bomb me. So you guys might have seen Colin before. He was in the Mama Tried video. Colin is a fucking fantastic guy. He came over, hung out, had some beers, and just fucking chilled, talked choppers. He brought us an exhaust, went ahead, zip tied it up on the fucking GS550. Looks fucking dope. It's an old school Kirker pipe, and it just looks right at home on that fucking GS. Well, we also had lowering shocks on the GS because we're trying to make it the right height for Lindsay. Me and Colin decided that she's gonna have to suck it the fuck up because we put the stock OEM shocks back on the GS, and with that exhaust and the OEM height shocks on the GS, it is just a fucking, what was Colin called it a bracker. It's kind of got that tracker look, and I think it's pretty fucking dope. It really has a nice stance, especially with that fucking exhaust on it. I'm excited to get that bike going.
just like that, I'll be gone, so I gotta take 'em back to. Just break through your gaze and I better run it really low. I never lead your ways, I got more of a vision now. 7 years in, but I feel brand new, never ask me how. Shit don't change, still wanna get by, that's the other sound. We just made this shit the other day. Can't apologize, I'm on my way. Pray to God I live to be okay. Read it since my daddy went to lay. If you need me, I'll be in the dark. Just planning everything I wanna start. Just working heavy, never fell apart. You gotta show me that you're never far. Never could've seen all the pressure that could be, I don't mind it. No apologies, I can even believe in some fire shit.
Made some pretty good progress on the GS550, as you can see. It's really starting to come together, and we're really starting to kind of catch a groove on it. But now I'm going to update you on what we did on the CB750, because that's where I'm really excited about. Not just because it's my bike, but just because it's something fresh. And I kind of, after I started working on the CB750 and I kind of started putting it together, I realized that it's basically done. That I had like built a chopper 4 or 5 years ago and just kind of left it on the back burner, never touched it. So now I started messing with it again. It's just like, man, this bike is so fucking cool. Why is it just sitting here? What the fuck am I doing?
Just wanna break, but I'm in too fast, so I went to the fields with. Just wanna wait, but I feel too much, I'm a once in a lifetime.